a researcher who will give us some alternate theories about what might be going on at the Dulce base.
In 1990, I brought a Japanese television crew right here in Dulce. We wanted to know what was going on. And strangely enough, we were arrested and detained actually by the police chief. We asked him why we were detained, and he didn't want to tell us anything. We asked him about the Dulce base, and he said he didn't want to talk about it.
So he didn't confirm or deny?
He didn't confirm or deny.
That smacks to me of some kind of a cover-up. What were they trying to hide?
How long have these stories about Dulce been going on?
Well, this whole Dulce rumor started in the mid-70s when cattle mutilation started taking place in this area, and then later on, rumors started circulating around that there is an alien base.
So do you think that's part of the cover-up, what's in the base?
There's something going on in Dulce. The sightings and cattle mutilations are facts.
We're on our way for a meeting with Gabe Valdez, a retired New Mexico State police officer. Gabe investigated cattle mutilations 20 years ago, in which cattle, seemingly healthy, are killed, and then the soft tissue is excised from their bodies. We hope he'll share whatever he learned with us.
In my profession, you have to focus on physical evidence. And the physical evidence that we found doesn't come from outer space.
Can you tell us what you found?
Gas masks, monitoring instruments, radar shaft, and helicopter activity.
Finally, something tangible, and from a New Mexico State trooper, no less. This is a story from Dulce that I can get behind.
What I found out, they were coming in marking the cattle ahead of time, and then later on they'd hit him with a tranquilizer, and then they'd take the lymph nodes out of it.
The lymph nodes were consistent from each mutilation case.
Then they would take more stuff out to kind of confuse people.
And what about this argument that it's just coyotes or ants or some wild animal that's killing the cattle?
Coyotes don't wear gas masks.
They're doing testing on cattle, and it's very apparent because he's found evidence. He has tangible things such as a gas mask, glow sticks, some sort of devices. It points to humans, not aliens.
Were your people able to ever figure out what this research is about?
We suspect that it's not disclosable.
It's not the extraterrestrials, Gabe said. It's us. But who? The government? The military? Some unknown shadow government organization? Gabe wouldn't tell us.
Who would be keeping this a secret?
Well, because of the consequences.
Gabe said the consequences would be too dangerous.
We're taking pictures of a lot of helicopter activity in the area. These were just taken 10 days ago.
I think that if there was some kind of secretive organization operating here, they wouldn't have a huge emblem or logo on the side of their helicopter.
The aliens are so advanced in technology, why do they leave all these physical evidence behind?
We have alternate opinions now on whether there are UFOs and extraterrestrials, or whether the craft, the unknown lights people are seeing, are really unconventional aircraft that we're using. We have to get more evidence.
We could tell where the aircraft came to. They didn't do the whole process. This is what we found inside the fetus of a mutilated cow.
But it was not a cow fetus.
Some part of it was, and the other wasn't.
What are we looking at here? Is this a head?
The cow where it was mutilated, whole inside is gone, cleaned out.
Gabe Valdez is giving us a whole new approach to the cattle mutilations he investigated. His investigation told him these were not extraterrestrials at all, but he actually saw military helicopters over these mutilation sites.
During your years of investigating cattle mutilations, what is the most anomalous evidence you came across?
Well, they mutilated this animal about 40 miles east of here, and we could tell where the aircraft came to. They didn't do the whole process. and they left a fetus inside the animal.
A fetus?
Yeah.
A fetus, a cow fetus.
No, it looked like a human, a monkey, and a frog. It didn't have any bones in the head. It was all full of water.
What was the size of this fetus?
Probably about 42 inches long, but something went wrong with whatever they were doing.
What you're implying is that that cow was being used as an incubation chamber for a cloned creature.
Exactly.
My God.
What are we looking at here? Is this a head?
That's the front part is the head.
This is bizarre.
And was this open when you found it?
Yeah, it was open.
These are amazing photographs, and it's incredible that this kind of evidence was even left behind. But I'm still not convinced that this is the result of some sort of exotic testing going on at an underground base here in Dulce.
And are these the eyes?
Yes. You really had to retrieve them back in order to see them.
So there are eyes underneath
Yeah,
that fur skin going on.
Look at the ear.
That's an ear?
Yeah, that's the ear. It's an ear of the human.
What happened to the fetus?
We took it and had it analyzed. It was very confusing to the veterinarians.
Did the vet identify anything as human in that fetus?
Yeah, I think he could tell the eyes were.
Honestly, this just looks like some crazy genetic experiment gone completely wrong.
Yes.
Right.
It's madness. This is madness.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. There are cows born with 8 legs and 2 faces. I mean, this could just be some sort of a birth defect.
But they're cows, Pat. They have hooves, they have cuds.
I would say acute deformity.
Where do you have a human-shaped head on a cow?
Well, the fetus photos were horrifying. This was definitely some kind of a monstrosity. I can't say for a fact whether this is the result of some kind of genetic hybrid experiment or merely a genetic mutation, maybe even just a birth defect.
What Gabe is telling us says that there's a lot going on here that would require some sort of facility to operate out of. If that's the case, Dulce, New Mexico is still a prime candidate for this underground base, and I still want to find it.
There was a whole busload of kids that morning, and we all saw it. I remember little kids were screaming. The little girls were rushing to the head of the bus, and they were holding onto the cloak of the priest. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was looking at a flying disc. My name is Darren Vigil Gray, and I've seen a UFO come from the area of Archuleta Mesa.
We're here at the base of Archuleta Mesa to meet with archaeologist Garth Baldwin to discuss the geological makeup of the mesa and see if it's even possible that an underground base could be built here.
Garth, we're here at the base of the Archuleta Mesa, inside of which there's reputed to be a top-secret base for genetic engineering. I guess the question for all of us is, what kind of engineering would it take to have created such a base inside the Earth? Can you tell us about the rock formations and what kind of rock we're dealing with?
Up on the mountain where you do find soil, it's between 1 foot and less, and then it's just bedrock. The upper strata up there that you can see exposed is a columnar basalt. That's much too fragmentary for any kind of drilling or anything else. It makes great fence posts, but it wouldn't necessarily support being ground out inside. But below that, there's layers of basalt that are more structurally sound. There's also sandstones below that.
It sounds like top layer, very, very difficult to drill through.
They'd have to start